Hi Hopeland, Georgia here. The last 2 years have been so tough, especially for medical workers who have faced COVID-19 day in and day out. Recently, one anonymous listener shared her experience as a trainee medical doctor. This is her story.
I just remembered seeing the fear in my colleagues, and I just remembered thinking that if only they had that same kind of optimism, that same kind of hope. I still remember the first night of the Sydney lockdown, and I was going into work. It was a night shift, and I just had this sense of dooming despair. There's the added stress of protecting yourself against the actual virus when you deal with a patient. You know, the danger of COVID positive patients and at a real risk of contracting the virus from. I remember praying, I was like, God, if this is not about you, then really there's no meaning to the work that I do. And I just remembered seeing the fear in my colleagues. And I just remembered thinking that if only they had that same kind of optimism, that same kind of hope, that real hope, that love from God, there would be so much more peace in the workplace, even in the chaotic circumstances. Georgia was on the radio and she was basically saying something about just the hope that we have in God is greater than any of this. And I just felt like we could get through anything because God was so much greater than this pandemic. When I turn on that radio in the car, there is that voice faithfully reminding us of God's word. And that encouragement for me, I tried to give it in other ways to the people around me. You can never get enough reminders of the love of God in a day with such stress and uncertainty. That night, there was just this need to encourage one another. I just felt God's presence in the workplace. We had a great night, actually. We really enjoyed it because we just felt in this time when things were so uncertain, we just got to get into it and we just got to show so much love to one another and so much support. Uniting in hope or uniting in general is firstly recognizing that joint identity in God and then trying to encourage whatever it is that will unite us. I'm really just amazed at the way that the station carries out God's purposes. For me, hope helps me in my preparation of the headspace to be used by God in my workplace. It's a powerful, powerful tool he uses every single day.